What's up, family? Welcome back to UTL TV. And today I want to come and give my conscious perspective on the late, great Nipsey Hussle, born August 15th, 1985, raised in that Crenshaw district in South Central LA. He was raised by his mother and father. He grew up with his brother Samuel, aka Black Sam. Y'all know Black Sam. And he had a sister named Samantha. You know what I'm saying? Now, Nipsey attended Alexander Hamilton High School, but dropped out way before he could graduate. You feel me? And at around age 15, Nipsey left home and joined the Rolling 60 Crips. But unlike a lot of young men, Nipsey wasn't joining for love and guidance. He already had that at home. He was joining for the unity aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And the revolutionary aspect of it. In 2002, at the age of 17, Nipsey went and joined Butter Vision, a creative multimedia digital movement led by Dexter Brown, because he had a love for music. He will go on and release a few joint projects under Butter Vision, like Babes and Beats, Volume 1, and Shades of Butter. He even completed the debut mixtape Slauson Boy Volume 1. You feel me? Nipsey got his name from a childhood friend around that time who named him after a comedian, Nipsey Russell, because he respected Nipsey's work ethic. He seen that Nipsey was the first one at the studio and always the last one to leave, and he admired his dedication. By age 19, Nipsey's father, who was an Eritrean war refugee, took him and his brother Sam to Eritrea to show him his homeland and the struggle his people was going through even overseas. Nipsey said this was the trip that made him become a community activist, learning his true history. And then later finding out that Nipsey Hussle was an actual descendant of Aliyah Selassie, emperor in Africa. You get what I'm saying? So the elites knew this. You know what I'm saying? That bloodline was strong, like I was saying. You know what I'm saying? He was tapped in. He had no choice. He was reincarnated, basically, and descended back down here to help raise the collective consciousness. The elites knew this. They pay attention to this. They pay attention to the numbers and astrology. They've been watching the stars. They watch us just like they watch the stars because they know where we descend from. Pay attention. This was another reason they took him out. Just like a lot of our leaders, we are just reincarnated back down here. Or either reincarnated back down here, or we are descendants from royal tribes and royal emperors and different, you know what I'm saying, bloodlines and stuff like that, man. Pay attention. That's why it's imperative that you guys go back and do your history and find out who you are, not who they told you were. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that Nipsey's father is an Eritrean and was an Eritrean war refugee back when the Eritreans fought for independence against the Ethiopian government, and it lasted like 20 years. And before that, they defeated the Italians. Come on now. And another thing, the Eritrean women are very strong, very powerful women. At least 30% of the Eritrean army were women. They were the ones slanging that iron, putting in the work, stepping. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to them women over there, bro. They was really, I heard they really put it down. If you go back and do the research, read about it, you will see that these Eritrean women were really, like, you know what I'm saying, holding it down on the front lines. That's why on their notes, on their dollars and hundreds or whatever, you will see that group of people holding the flag up. That's a symbolization of the women that was out there holding up the Eritrean flag. You get what I'm saying? That mounted it at the end of the war that they won. You feel me? So big shout out to the Eritrean women over there, bro. They held it down. That's facts. But back to the story. Why y'all think Nip was like that? Why y'all think he had that revolutionary energy, that realness? You know what I'm saying? He come from he come from that bloodline. You feel me? Eritrea is a northeast African country on the Red Sea coast. It shares border with Sudan, Ethiopia, and Somalia, and it suffers some of the same conditions. They are known for being colonized by the Italians, like I told you, from the 1800s. They defeated the Italians in 1941. They then became a protectorate of the British. You feel me? A protectorate until 1951. Then under Ethiopian rule, they went under Ethiopian rule before going to war with the Ethiopian government and gaining their independence. You feel me? They've been like that. These people been standing up. The Eritrean people are resilient and has a revolutionary history for fighting back. These people reminded me of how the Haitians whipped on the French. You feel me? They got that type of history. And reading about how strong these North African people were, these Northeast African people were, these Eritreans, it made me kind of understand who Nipsey was. He came from a people who stood against the oppression. That's why he came back and he started trying to make a difference in the community. He began reading a lot more about secret societies, ancient history, entrepreneurship. He wanted to focus on giving solutions and inspiration to young black men like him. You feel me? He denounced gun violence in his music. He just started pushing forward. He started to fund improvements to neighborhood schools, participating on panels about growing up in an influence and gang culture. He started a co-working environment, which he named Vector 90. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? Nipsey started really uplifting the community. You know what I'm saying? Something a lot of these rappers do not do. He wanted the youth to take classes in science, technology, and mathematics. Don't I be telling y'all about this? You feel me? He had a center specifically where he wanted that to go down. He was also involved with planning and advisory stages of the Destination Crenshaw project that would showcase the history and culture of blacks in the area. You feel me? And by this time, you feel me, Nipsey has support from label execs and certain mainstream artists like Roc Nation, who was one of the main labels reaching out and supported Nipsey. You feel me? Starring with Jay-Z paying for all of them copies of his mixtapes that was $100. And though I feel like Nipsey was already a Freemason before that, you feel me? Because of the amount of community work he was involved in. It's just what local Mason lodges required. Not saying that he wasn't doing a lot of this on his own anyway. That's just what he doing. But I believe he joined the Masons because of they involve themselves in a lot of charity work. You know what I'm saying? All Masons are not bad. Do your homework. It's just do your homework. But like I was saying, even though he was already a Freemason, I believe it started to get dark when he linked with Jay-Z and Roc Nation, and I believe Nipsey was set up by the industry. Nipsey did more for the community than any other rapper you can name. Charity organizations trying to stop gang influence, and what really got him targeted was the Dr. Sebi documentary he was about to release. You feel me? And Nipsey knew this would make the elites furious. You feel me? And not to mention the spook by the door. You know what I'm saying? He was about to name his last, like, it gets deep, bro. Just listen.
This story.
Yeah.
So when I found out about Sebi, and it's about his case that he beat in 1985.
Yeah, that AIDS case.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Why isn't that like the no disrespect, like Rosa Parks? We all know about Rosa Parks didn't get up from her seat. That's an honorable example of, you know, somebody from our history.
Yes, indeed.
Sebi going to court and proving that he cured AIDS.
Absolutely.
Come on, why we don't know about that?
Absolutely.
And you know,
and he just died mysteriously down there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you know how they play.
Oh yeah.
You know, niggas was tweeting me, Hussle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, you niggas better ride for me.
And you can see Nipsey knew he wasn't supposed to be even speaking on it. You know, putting it out to the public like this, not on no big platforms. That's why I feel like a lot of these interviewers be like agents, like put in place to, you know what I'm saying, get certain information out of these artists. You got to pay attention.
Why do they kill all holistic doctors?
Right.
Messing up the medical industry.
You short stopping their grind. Why do niggas get killed for hustling in front of a nigga spot? You short stopping the grind. And these niggas, they check is billions. You got niggas that get flipped for a couple $100,000. So you playing with some pharmaceutical money, you know. And what's crazy, I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985.
Nipsey knew the elites had taken out Dr. Sebi because of him teaching the people about the alkaline diet, and how it's imperative for blacks to start eating better to ascend spiritually and expand a lifetime. And he knew that they would also target him. That's why he said, y'all better ride for me. You feel me? Y'all better ride for me, because y'all know how they play. If they take me out, you feel me? He knew the deal. He knew that he was up against the elite warlocks and witches and occultists. He knew this from the beginning. Nipsey wasn't blind to a spiritual war that has been taking place for over 500 years. He hip to this. He come from a very spiritual, revolutionary background. His mom and dad are both spiritually wise and connected. And you can tell by Nipsey's character and morals that his parents instilled those qualities into him. Nipsey didn't glorify murdering his own people. He didn't glorify gang violence and drug use like the average sellout rapper. No, Nipsey had a plan to infiltrate the industry and the secret society so that he could expose the inner workings to his people. Why do you think he called himself the spook that sat by the door? You feel me? The Spook Who Sat by the Door, it's a fiction book by Sam Greenlee, and it's a fictional story about a black CIA agent who infiltrated the CIA and used all his political knowledge and specialized intelligence that he got from them to take their ass to war. And that's facts, bro. And that's what Nipsey was on. He said this. Listen.
And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic. And for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who, presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean? The power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies.
Nipsey had a plan in play, and I just feel like he let too many of his moves get exposed. I feel like by him getting on interviews and speaking on these certain plans and topics made the industry take a deeper look at Nipsey and exactly what he was into. You know what I'm saying? That's why they sent Eric Holder. Eric Holder even said that the government paid and the LAPD paid. You know what I'm saying? They have been targeting Nipsey. Come on now, let's be 100. And once Nipsey started really going up, you know what I'm saying, they started sending certain celebrities his way. They sent Jay-Z, Roddy Ricch, YG, Laura London. All of these people are agents working for the elites, posing to be rappers and friends and entertainers. You know what I'm saying? They can't be trusted. Think about it. Nipsey has set up a meeting with Jay-Z and the LAPD for April the 1st. About stopping gun violence and the gang wars in his community and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And was gunned down March 31st, a day before. Let me guess, that's a coincidence? Pay attention, man. This was a setup. They seen Nipsey Hussle's intent. They seen his intent, and it was pure. They couldn't allow that. Ending wars in the street, ending gang violence and influence, and teaching black people about alkaline and charities in the community centers. And Nipsey was moving too loud and too positive. You know what I'm saying? Way too positive for the industry. What rapper you see doing that? And they knew if he continued, he could expose this whole matrix. You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like the spook who sat by the door. You know what I'm saying? When he shot that hen out there, you feel me? And I feel like they fish for that. I feel like these certain interviewers like Charlamagne and them, they be fishing for that to get that type of information out of these artists. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Nipsey slipped up. He slipped up by saying that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these people don't like that. These people don't like that. These people, they hate a black man with intelligence. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention. And he started moving a little too loud and a little too boastful. And they had to shut him down. He was doing way too much. And they'll sit here and they'll try to play the whole gang thing with him, and nah. They sent Eric Holder to get Nipsey out of the way. Eric Holder even admitted that. He admitted that the LAPD sent him. He admitted that the government sent him. Nip was a positive community activist, focused on the upliftment of the black people and helping raise the collective consciousness. He wasn't the average rapper. He was planning on infiltrating the industry and exposing the inner workings, the inner mechanics. What Jay-Z say? You'll never understand the inner mechanics of the underworld. Granted, Nipsey was planning to expose that. Why you think he was referencing the spook by the door and was planning to name his next album that? He was doing the same thing that Dr. Malachi Z. York had did before him. pay attention. But I thought I'd just let y'all know, man, my perspective on this whole situation, man. Nipsey come from a very powerful people, man. And I don't think a lot of people know about his Eritrean bloodline and his people, his culture, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to let y'all know that. And y'all make sure y'all hit my Instagram at official UTL TV 999. Make sure y'all hit me on TikTok. Make sure y'all jump in them comments and hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all drop in a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want me to speak on. And we can get back into it, man. Support the channel. Lock in. UTL TV. I'm out. Deuce.